Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! All right, this says that we're live. What is going on, everybody? Good afternoon. I hope all of you are enjoying your Thursday. Yes, it is Thursday, December the 8th, 2022. This is an Around the Point extra for you guys here this afternoon. This is your Ring of Honor Final Battle 2022 preview and prediction. As you guys already know, this Saturday is going to be a stacked Saturday, not just with wrestling, but with combat sports. But you have Ring of Honor's Final Battle. You also have NXT Deadline, which we're going to be previewing and predicting tomorrow here on the channel on Around the Point, and also UFC 282. But what's going on, everyone? What's up, gang? I'm Steve. We're here joined by the good brother all the way in beautiful California, Chase. Chase, what's going on, bro? How you been?
Good. My mic's muted is because I don't want you guys to hear the ice cream truck that's behind me right now. I guess my admin ordered ice cream for the workers and stuff. I'm on that grind, so I'm avoiding it, but I don't want you guys to hear it. But yes, it's beautiful. It's sunny California. Don't worry, guys. I'm not sweating in my car. I have the air conditioning on.
Oh, brother. I miss the AC. I miss it. And of course, you can see we're joined here by one of the youngest prospects of the wrestling media from Fightful Overbooked, Mr. Caden Lee. Caden, how are you, brother?
I'm good. I'm a little tired because I was at Dynamite last night, and I'll be at Final Battle this Saturday. I got a lot coming up, so I'm a little excited.
You have a lot going on, bro. I know yesterday you were there. Listen, man, I caught you many times on TV. You were having a good time. I saw you, bro. You were about it. It was a movie yesterday, huh? It was a movie. It was a fun time,
Throwing out young people terms, Steve. Stop. You gotta stop with that.
Caden, I would have been pissed if I were you because it seemed like you had to stand the whole fucking day. I would have been like, what the heck is this?
I don't care. I'm fine with standing the whole for most of it. I would during commercial breaks, I went and sat down for a bit, so I was like it was fine.
Wait, you didn't have a seat? They didn't give you.
We had a seat, but everybody was standing the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I would have been pissed because I wouldn't even got a chance to at least sit down and breathe for a bit.
No,
while we standing for some of these matches.
We sat during commercial breaks, and I think throughout the whole battle royal, we were standing, and for about 30 straight minutes, nobody even sat down. And especially during that promo, how good the Starks promo was, we were all captivated.
Yeah, it was.
And then the main event's the only other time where I remember everybody was on their feet throughout everything. No matter where you were in the arena, I'm pretty sure you were standing.
You talked to Jesus or Santa Claus?
Jesus was right next to me. Santa Claus was right in front of me.
Did you ask what you wanted for Christmas? Did you ask Santa what you wanted?
I didn't talk to Santa, but I scissored Jesus.
Oh, Jesus supports scissoring. That's good. That's good. He's changing with the times.
Changing with the times. That's what's up, man. That doesn't got to be a Sunday. That's what's up, bro. But I'm happy that you had a fun time, Caden. I'm happy that you enjoyed yourself. It sucks that you didn't get a media pass, for Final Battle. But nonetheless, man, your time will come. I keep saying that. Chase is driving too. Are you driving too? Are you
No,
driving?
I'm parked at my office, bro. The ice cream truck's just driving
Because
by.
it looked like you were turning. I'm like, oh shit, he's driving and streaming. Oh
I've done
man,
that before. I've been on the show driving before. It's not hard.
you gonna Walter on me now. You gonna Walter on daytime on me now. I'm about to
Yeah,
say,
daytime driving.
yes. So, listen, man. Final Battle goes down this Saturday at 4 p.m. on Bleacher Report Live for $40. I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking at this card. There's only one match on this show I care about. I'm gonna be honest. It's a one-match show. However, if you are a fan of the work rate, this is the show for you. If you
this is a heavy work rate show. My issue is it's just filled with rematches.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
The three main like men's title matches are all rematches. So I'm like, okay, I don't like the matches in the ring will be fantastic. I don't doubt that at all. And when we talk about the main event, I think that they're going to be able to improve on their last match. But I mean, at least the card, like the in ring, will be good.
Yes, I'll give them that. In the chat, we got Chief, longtime listener. Not gonna lie, didn't even know Final Battle 2022 was happening this weekend.
Me neither.
They did a shit job of promoting it.
They did. You know what? This is again. I know Tony has a lot on his plate right now, but this is what comes with it. You run two companies, and sometimes it's difficult to balance things. And I do hope in 2023 he works on that and balancing and promoting, these shows. Because when you think about it, right, in the history of Ring of Honor, Final Battle is essentially Ring of Honor's WrestleMania.
Yeah,
even though some will say it's Super Card of Honor because it's run on a Super WrestleMania weekend.
I always considered Final Battle really being because Ring of Honor back in the day, that would be kind of December was what you were excited for as a Ring of Honor fan. It was that was when the culminations of their biggest feuds would actually happen on Final Battle. Best in the World is probably the only one I would say that you could argue would be closest to the WrestleMania, but it's definitely Final Battle. In my mind, as a longtime former viewer of Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor really picked up when WrestleMania picked up, around WrestleMania 27, 6-ish. So I'm not gonna say Supercard of Honor. Final Battle, dude, Kevin Steen and El Generico is that Final Battle, man. Are you really gonna sit here,
I was there for that. I was there. But yeah, for me, as also a longtime listener, viewer of Ring of Honor over the years. It's tough for me to really care for the show, and it sucks because, again, like I just mentioned, Ring of Honor used to be for me that real alternative to WWE. Yes, back then you had Impact Wrestling, well, you still do, right? But it was we still do, yeah. It was just a miracle, right? Wait a minute, what the fuck? We still have Impact Wrestling going around, but Ring of Honor always I felt delivered. And to me, and I hate, and again, I said this on Monday on Steve's Kitchen. To me, Ring of Honor died in 2020. It died when AEW was born. For me, because AEW took all that hype, all that momentum that Ring of Honor had, and then Tony bought it. And like I mentioned before, Tony is balancing two companies, what have you. But I'm going to be honest, for me, Tony's representation of what he wants Ring of Honor to be is not it for me. That's not Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch Ring of Honor, to be perfectly honest. I was a little too young for Ring of Honor's heyday.
That's fair.
I started I've been going back and I watched some matches. They have a lot of matches on YouTube and they put 200 plus episodes. So I'll go through and I'll watch a lot of those. My issue is that I think when Tony bought Ring of Honor in March, it was March 2nd. I was there and I was at Daly's place. He bought them. From what I've heard, he bought it that morning too. He finalized the deal that day. I think that he wanted to use it in a way where he wanted to honor original Ring of Honor, but he also really wanted, the main thing was he wanted that streaming library. And It's December. It's been what 9 months now since he bought it, 9 or 10 months, and we don't have a place for the streaming library. We don't have a television deal. We've gone through 3 different Ring of Honor champions that none of, like, besides Jericho, none have felt important, in my opinion. Right?
Look at this.
And he's also gotten to a point where now people don't want to see Ring of Honor even on Dynamite. They don't want to see it on Dynamite. They don't want to see it on the Rampage. Go look at the ratings.
It's easily the worst thing on AEW. Like AEW will be good, and then something Ring of Honor happens. And here's the thing: I like Claudio Castagnoli. I like Jericho with the Jericho Appreciation Society. Everything else, I'm just like, no, this is terrible. Like even Samoa Joe, it's just like, why is he TV champ? Like TNT champ, sure, I'll take that. TV champ, what is this? Like, yeah, it's just Ring of Honor is just not watchable.
It doesn't make sense, and I think the issue is Tony expected to have a TV deal. I think his original expectation was by June, July, he was going to have one, and then the Warner Discovery merger happened. And I believe that the guy who got them that original TV deal with Warner, I don't think he's with the company anymore. I think he was laid off in the merger.
I think so too.
And I think like the expectation, everybody's saying is Final Battle, we're going to get a TV deal. I don't think they have one yet.
Oh, they're going to get a deal, but with Fight TV, $10.99, like GCW.
I don't know. Like I genuinely
$7.99.
I have no idea what's happening with Ring of Honor and a TV deal. The only thing I can say is this ain't it. This ain't it. I don't like this. I don't like that they used FTR and Acclaimed on Wednesday to just throw in Briscoes against FTR for the 3rd time. So every Ring of Honor pay-per-view this year has had Briscoes FTR, and it's a great match, but they've got other fucking teams.
Yes. Like we just mentioned before. Right? Yeah, of course, bro.
Yeah.
You know me.
We're fucking teams.
You know, and it's one of those things too. You know, I'm looking here. I have Final Battle 2013. I was at the show. Anyone that knows Ring of Honor in the history of it, this is where Tony fucked up, you know, with the Final Battle, in my opinion, too. Final Battle is always at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York.
Yep.
Tradition. And again, Kate, I know you're going, and I hope that you have a fun time. But
they can't run Hammerstein right now.
Why
after the issues GCW had there, you can't go back to Hammerstein.
Yeah, it's like the revamped Hammerstein. It's no longer the same Hammerstein. But I get what Steve's saying.
The New York City Commission's a pain in the ass right now. It's terrible. That's why you don't wrestle in New York City.
The thing is,
you can't do blood. You cannot.
At least he got it to a place where you know the crowd's going to be hot. It's not like the crowd's going to be dead. You know.
Yeah, like you don't expect. Again, I don't expect Tony under Ring of Honor to be blood and guts. No pun intended. I don't expect him to be GCW. But again, from a traditional standpoint and from a marketing standpoint, New York is the hot crowd. That's what you do every end of the year Final Battle. Even if it's not Hammerstein Ballroom, I would have taken, and I hate that I'm saying this, I would have taken Terminal 5.
I very much disagree with that. I
think also it's travel too.
Yes, but again, the idea is AEW and Ring of Honor are 2 different companies.
They're not.
Yeah, that is the idea. But I think it's cheaper for Tony because AEW traveled to Texas. He can use them in Texas.
Yeah, they were in Austin last night. They'll be in Garland on this upcoming Wednesday, and Arlington is about 30-45 minutes away from Arlington. Or Garland's 35 minutes away.
And again, I used to love Ring of Honor. Like I used to buy all the compilation DVDs. Like I got the Nigel McGuinness one. I got the Kevin Steen. You guys know I'm a big Kevin Owens fan. The Nigel McGuinness one as well.
You said Nigel McGuinness already.
I know, but there's 2 compilations. I used to buy them. I used to buy all the compilation DVDs. The Samoa Joe one, Tyler Black, right?
Oh, Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
Eddie. We don't care about your DVDs. I'm sorry, nobody cares about your DVDs.
I'm just saying.
What's one of the matches tonight? What am I looking for when I rewatch this on Peruvian Fight TV?
Well, what's funny you mentioned that. It's funny because last night on Dynamite at the end they announced a match,
this
right?
Is such a bad announcement. This is so stupid.
And here's the thing about it, right? The match that I'm looking forward to. You would think Ring of Honor on their social media would be on it with the graphic, right? Not even. Not even. See, I have graphics up
There's no
for
graphic
matches.
for this fucking match.
You can't even find the graphic for this match. So I want to give a shout out to Clutch Points for making this graphic on their site.
Ooh. Dax Harwood collared up. Okay.
Yeah,
I feel a way about that.
This is the best thing you can find. Like, bro, that's the match. Yeah. Drink some water. Drink some water. Take it easy.
Hose me down. Hose me down.
Okay, take it easy. Tranquilo. There you go. Woosah. Remember your blood pressure. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, I think that'll be the only match. I'm reading some comments. I'm reading some more comments, by the way, too. Okay. Armand writes here, in my opinion, ROH died when Sinclair bought it. I have been watching ROH since 2003. I feel like Tony bought ROH just so WWE wouldn't get it. Most likely.
That's what WWE does. WWE goes, "Oh, you want this?" And they just buy it.
WWE was gonna buy it if he wasn't.
I changed the channel to the NBA when ROH shows up on Dynamite. Romeo writes, "Yeah, YouTube TV."
Baby.
I think we get a update on ROH Honor Club, ROH streaming service tomorrow at Final Battle, but no update on TV deal. See, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with the Honor Club, but that's not what you want to hear, though. You want, again, Tony Khan promised TV deal. Yeah, at this point,
did he? Where did he promise? Where's his promise?
A TV deal. He talked about TV.
He never promised it. He did indicate that TV was coming, and then he took it back during the Full Gear, the lead up to Full Gear. And
don't put words in Tony's mouth, Steve. Promise. I didn't hear it because even I judged Tony, and I never heard about no promise about.
It's TV sad. Deal. I'm more excited about the NXT pay-per-view than Ring of Honor.
I mean, I'm not more excited about.
Listen, at this point, if you're Tony Khan, listen, man, is Destination America still a thing? Is Pop TV still a thing?
No, both of them are gone.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Well, they changed their names. Like they're no longer Pop TV or Destination America.
Discovery, right? Isn't it Discovery?
Yeah, and who owns Discovery now? Warner Bros.
Hey, there you go. Well, there you go. There you go. So we rambled on. So let's get into these matches. Okay, let's get into these matches here. I know with Ring of Honor pay-per-views, there's normally a 0 hour. They have not mentioned a match yet for the 0 hour.
They said there's a 0 hour. They just haven't. I think they're announcing the matches tomorrow night.
But yeah, so that's why I'm not going to. Here's the thing about it. I would have normally done 2 predictions in one on tomorrow's show, but I don't want to put the boys through torture. That's why we're doing this today. And tomorrow,
you gotta make me remember NXT stuff, man. Oh my god!
Tomorrow is NXT deadline. Tomorrow on Around the Point. Okay.
Yeah, my deadline is trying to catch up with NXT. I don't know what happened in the last 8 weeks.
I could have gone to the NXT pay-per-view, and I chose Final Battle. I don't want to go. I could have gone.
Honestly, I think you chose right because at least with Final Battle, the crowd will be hot. The deadline crowd wouldn't be
the same folks.
I'm not watching a pay-per-view at the Performance Center. It's a terrible place to watch wrestling. It's so bad.
Yeah, but it's the same folks. It's the same people that show up to the TV, right? The same people.
Yeah, they're still a terrible crowd. I hate those people.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Chase, what's your take on networks not picking up ROH? What's taking so long?
Honestly, I just think they just look at it and they say like AEW is good enough, and I don't think they look at ROH as a good ad revenue. They don't see a spot on the day for them to take it. Like, let's be real. What day will you air ROH on the week? That's the one thing. Wednesday's already taken. You're not going to put it up against a WWE show or put it after a WWE show. They already do that with Rampage, and they already see the numbers there. There's just no good weekday nights. Everyone could say, oh, put it on a weekend. Yeah, a weekend? No, that's not a good thing for a new show, especially like Ring of Honor. If it does get put on a weekend, it's going to be the same thing like Rampage, like at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's when like UFC starts. That's when like the late college football game starts, like during college football season. So I just think they look at it and they say it's not worth, putting on the theme, because like most wrestling shows will always get approved because it's easy ad revenue. It's such easy ad revenue. It's like such easy money. Like people will always like freak out about the ratings. Look, freak out about the ratings when they get down to 200,000 people watching. Then you can freak out. But as long as they're hitting their demos, as long as they're like hitting like somewhat of a stride, like people, I'm sure today people will freak out that Dynamite's rating is only like 900,000 or some shit. Guess what? That's a win. I don't care what anyone says. Y'all don't know what you're talking about when it comes out to that. So I just think it's just for the fact is there's not a good night to have Ring of Honor on a television show, and they just probably look at it. It's like, it's not worth the headache of having another wrestling show. They already have two, and they feel like the two are performing well enough. Why would you add a third?
Fair enough. I agree with that 100%. So another comment from Armand. Thursday night, not everybody gets the channel Impact Wrestling is on, which is very true. Even though it's funny,
but then you have 3 straight nights of AEW television, and that's overkill.
Yeah.
And you saw what happened with WWE when they used to do that, where they had Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night SmackDown, and Wednesday Night NXT. A lot of people were burnt out by the time NXT came, and they were just, and especially it was bad when it was like Sunday pay-per-views. So it'd be like 4 straight days of WWE. It was too much.
And let this sink in also. When you think about it, there's wrestling every fucking day. Every fucking day there's wrestling already. There's Raw, there's NXT, there's Dynamite, there's Impact, there's SmackDown, there's Rampage. And I guess if you want to be that extra fan, right, like extra with it, right, there's MLW, there's NWA, there's
Women's wrestling.
Yes, there's whatever's on Pro Wrestling TV, what have you, Beyond Wrestling. There's a shitload of wrestling going on right now. Motherfuckers want to breathe. Motherfuckers want to breathe. Okay,
Steve, I'll try to sneak out of my office job for a little bit to join back in, but I'll give me one of the matches. And I'll give my quick prediction because I got to go clock back in.
Okay, the match I think everyone's looking forward to coming out of last night, the Briscoes versus FTR3, and this time in a dog collar tag team match for the tag titles. I'm assuming here.
You know, I can't see the Briscoes go 0-2. 0-3, I mean, to FTR. I felt this was going to be the ladder war that we were going to get, but instead we're getting a double dog collar match. That's fine. That's good. Will be a tremendous match. Will be really good between both teams. But I think the Briscoes win. I think it'll be the upset. I don't know. Maybe it's not much of an upset. Maybe people are choosing the Briscoes. But I think it's like, 7-star FTR. They had to run. It's getting close to April, Steve, and their deals are up soon. So, and I don't know if Uncle Tony is keeping them. So I think it's just a foregone conclusion that sooner or later FTR, they're going to wane out the belts a little bit, especially the ones that are closely associated with AEW. And, them boys, if they win, there's no TV deal. There's no TV deal with Warner Brothers and Discovery. Yeah. He might have a TV deal somewhere else, but not with Warner Brothers and Discovery if them boys win. So, but I'm predicting the Briscoes just because I can't see, if you're going to honor Ring of Honor and you're going to honor one of the best tag teams of all time, you can't have the Briscoes go 0-3 to, yes, FTR is one of the best teams of the modern era, but that's disrespectful to Ring of Honor to have one of the best teams ever go 0-3 to, an outsider type team. Like that's not cool. Like I would not respect that if like Tony Khan saying he loves Ring of Honor. That would piss me off as a Ring of Honor fan.
Yeah, me too.
To be honest.
Dax is also injured to fucking hell right now. Dax has 3 major injuries that he's working through.
Well,
oh my God, he's going to do this match with them boys. Oh man, shout out to Dax Harwood, dog, tougher than me.
MVP
I know that.
Of the year, man. Soldier, bro, soldier.
Right. He probably is like when they do like the Heisman or MVP awards, they give out like like the honorary votes, like the 5th and 4th place. Probably 4th place for like wrestler of the year if you look at it.
Fair enough.
I count tag team accomplishments as wrestler of the year. Why not? I mean, what's the difference? Yeah,
absolutely.
You still won a title. Like, you gonna discredit him because he had a partner? Like, fuck that.
Yeah. Real quick, Chase, you're being added your thoughts on Sasha. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Oh, okay, yeah, Mercedes.
Yeah, we'll talk about the whole Sasha.
I'm gonna call her by her name, her given name, Mercedes Ronda.
But Mercedes, we'll talk about that tomorrow, guys. Okay, yeah. So just wait till tomorrow. One more day. We'll talk about. All right, Chase. We'll see you in a bit. All right, brother. Hopefully. And all right, so let's get into this, Caden. Let's get into this again. There's like 7 matches on this card. Let's be honest. Again, nothing here gonna pull your hair back, make you go crazy.
6 matches announced.
Well, yeah. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 7. Well, I'm on Wikipedia.
Oh, this one. Yeah, this one doesn't have the 6 man that I'm looking at.
Yeah, we have a new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing, Mets 2128. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Again, guys, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button down below. We do also have The super chat's enabled through Streamlabs. So if you want to leave a donation, it's completely optional. Links down below in the description box as well. So let's get into this. Let's get this out of the way. We're gonna start off here with the 6-person tag for the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team championships. We have Dalton Castle, who was on Ring of Honor TV a couple of times here. He wrestled Jericho a couple of weeks ago for the Ring of Honor World Title with the boys versus the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage, who also appeared on AEW TV, that being the Gates of Agony, wrestling FTR for the Ring of Honor tag titles. And I do recall Brian Cage. I think it was for the TV for the television title with Samoa Joe. I'm gonna be honest here. This is just them trying to put a Ring of Honor title match on the show. That's what this feels like to me. I honestly don't care about the title,
so
I don't really care for this match, to be honest. This just the way, hey, let's put some names that people recognize from Ring of Honor. And some of the guys that, let's be honest, we're not really using on AEW TV. Let's put them on the show just to get them on the show. I'm going to go with Dalton Castle and the boys to get the win here.
So about I think 3 or 4 weeks ago when Final Battle was starting to kind of pick up steam with some of the booking, I had originally said I think this is the 6-man title that they're going to do. I just kind of saw okay, this is the only trio that they're pushing in Ring of Honor, and they're not really pushing Dalton Castle and the boys. I think this is probably Gates of Agony. And Brian Cage, they've lost their tag title match against FTR. Cage lost his match against Wardlow. And he wrestled Wardlow and he wrestled Samoa Joe over the last 2 months, and he lost both those matches. So I think they're going to give them something here because they've been building up Gates of Agony and Cage and building up the embassy. So if you want to solidify them as an actual threat, they have to get some titles. And this is the only trio they're building. They're not putting Dalton Castle and the Peacocks consistently on television, but they are putting Gates of Agony and Cage consistently on Rampage. So I think it makes sense for them to win.
You make a valid point there, Caden. You make a valid point there. You do. You know what? Fuck, I'm changing my pick too. I'm going to change my pick here. I'm going to go with the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage. Also for the fact they have Prince Nana. You want to honor the embassy here. For the next match we have Shane Taylor Promotions of Shane Taylor and J.D. Griffey. That's right, J.D. Griffey. I just want to know one question. When I hear this name J.D. Griffey, right? God damn it, I can't fucking find my fucking clip here. What the fuck? The damn intern, yo. Here he is.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Against Swerve in Our Glory of Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Listen, I know that JD Griffey wrestled a couple of times on Dark Elevation and Dark, right? Shout outs to AEW Enhancements on Twitter for I guess, because here's the thing, I was doing a Google search. All right, check up who is JD Griffey, right? And it pops up, but when you go on Google to search, right, and it pops up accounts, right? AEW Enhancements. It's an account that basically lets you know all the talent that show up on AEW Dark and Dark Elevation, their accomplishments, what have you. And yeah, JD Griffey been wrestling for a while. He wrestled on Dark Elevation, like I mentioned. But there's that. So again, like I mentioned before, they're bringing in names from Ring of Honor that people may recognize, and in this case, that being Shane Taylor. I know Shane Taylor showed up on Rampage. I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. He showed up, confronted
last Friday.
Yeah, last Friday. There you go. He confronted Keith Lee, and he's like, "Hey, you find a partner, you face me and JD Griffey." And mind you, at the same time, Keith Lee and Swerve are going through this whole situation, right? Trying to get their shit together. And the question is, can Keith Lee trust Swerve in all this, right? I want to believe this is a way for them to swerve, no pun intended, Keith Lee. I say at the end of this, Swerve joins Shane Taylor Promotions. And they fuck over Keith Lee.
That's what I think is coming too. The question right now with Swerve is who was holding that camera. So I think with the history that Keith Lee and Shane Taylor have, it makes sense to have Shane Taylor be involved in this story. I actually really like the matchup choice. I was not expecting this whatsoever. So I'm excited. I'm happy for Shane Taylor to get this spot here, but
Me too.
I'm intrigued. I'm extremely intrigued by the storyline. The match will be good. I think the stuff with Keith Lee and Shane Taylor will always be fantastic. And the story they can tell on television is a story you should tell. It's a great story. So I agree. I do think that it's going to be Swerve. Like he's been posting those triangle shit. And I think that could be Shane Taylor Promotions, a second version of it. So I agree with that. But my question is, I don't know I'm very conflicted on who's winning. I think Swerve and Our Glory lost their last match. So realistically, they should probably get a win here just so that way Swerve and Keith look a little strong, but they don't need to because they're breaking up the tag team. So I'm going to pick Taylor and Griffey to win, but I'm not. This is the one I'm the least confident on out of any match.
I think also the fact that if the idea is that Shane Taylor and JD Griffey, right, are going to be part of Ring of Honor going forward, you want to give them a win so that people can be recognized by them. Hey, this is they're part of Ring of Honor. They have a win. The last thing you really want to do is have them be beaten by the AEW guys, who are 9 times out of 10 are not going to be on Ring of Honor television. Once they do, eventually, we don't know, get a TV deal, right?
Trying to confirm something. I think.
Take your time. Take your time.
There's
Again, guys,
if
you have questions for us, feel free to drop in your questions in the chat. Just keep in mind, we'll talk about the Mercedes stuff tomorrow on Around the Point.
So there's one other person who posted that triangle, and I almost texted asking me to confirm some stuff on this. I didn't, and I should probably reach out to people about this. That triangle was also posted by Parker Boudreaux. And Parker Boudreaux was tweeting that he's in Dallas. He got to Dallas yesterday or the day before. So Parker's in Dallas, posted the Swerve triangles. I think that he could also be in that group. I fucking hope not, because I don't think he's good. But he's claiming he's in Dallas. He posted the triangles. And if he posted the triangles, that there's got to be something there, because I don't know why he would piss off somebody by doing that. He would piss off Swerve. He would piss off Tony. And
well, here's the thing about it. Let's assume for a second here that he is, hypothetically speaking, again, we're just going based off assumption, right? Right? We're going based off assumption, right?
Yeah, this is based off of just looking at what he posted on Twitter, and it's not like I don't know anything about this. This is an assumption.
Part of the is he still part of that Arya Davari
trust? He has not been with the Trustbusters since the last time I remember him being there was in late August when they filmed a lot of stuff for Dark.
That Arya Davari ripping off my boy Jared Silverclad on the Indies.
And now the Trustbusters, they added, I believe on Dark Elevation, they did a match where they now have Woods and Nice.
Yeah, so it's like,
So I think that Parker and Slim J has not been with the group in a bit. They've been doing some stuff with Sonny Kiss still, but I do think that Slim J and Parker might be done with that group. Because it was not working. It was terrible.
If so, it's an upgrade. And granted, you're being sent to Ring of Honor, so you can, the idea is also, right, Ring of Honor is going to be AEW's developmental.
I don't think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, but in the eyes of some people out there,
in the eyes of some people, yes, it will be a lower thing, but I don't think that's the goal whatsoever.
Yeah,
is developmental. I think it's going to be a separate. I think eventually it'll be its own thing, not relating to AEW, but having some crossover, like NXT as crossover. I see it more as what NXT became with USA in that first 2 years of NXT on USA before they became NXT 2.0. I think that's the closest thing you have.
Okay, fair enough. Let's move on here. Let's move on. We go here to another title match here. We have Samoa Joe defending the Ring of Honor Television Championship against Juice Robinson. Now, I'm gonna be honest here. This was I know they announced this a couple of weeks ago, and I know literally last night on Dynamite, Samoa Joe wrestled Darby Allin for the TNT title. I would have rather seen that match here on Saturday night than this.
I mean, I kind of disagree. That you would have rather seen Samoa Joe and Darby
At this point, because to me, it's like I understand that Juice is also part of New Japan, right? So
he's not part of New Japan.
He's
He's
not?
signed to AEW.
Oh yeah, but he's not been featured though. It's
Oh,
like, is he injured? Has he?
Wait, give me a second. Let me confirm that this was reported that Juice Robinson wrestled on AEW Dark Elevation last night.
Did he really? Well,
yes,
again,
he was on Dark Elevation last night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
I texted people about that. I was like, "Hey, Juice Robinson's wrestling on Elevation."
Yeah, but that probably won't air till Tuesday or Monday.
I don't think they also had Athena wrestling, so I think it's going to be a special edition coming out maybe today or tomorrow.
Well, let's see. But
because they had a lot of people on that show that it felt like a Ring of Honor pre-show. Because they also had the Kingdom on that show, which the Kingdom I don't think have been wrestling on Elevation at all. It felt like it was like a little preview before Ring of Honor to get people who aren't going to be. I think Kingdom will have a 0-hour match. I'm checking this to make sure I'm not talking about shit I shouldn't be talking about.
Take your time, bro. That's fine. Hey, listen, man, you're one of the youngest up and coming, rising, aspiring members of the wrestling media. You got to do what you got to do, man. Read some comments here. We got Weston here. AEW is not booking the MJF title run good. I mean, you start a serious feud involving William Regal, then you let him go. Also with Bryan Danielson, but he's lucky. But he's facing Ricky Starks. What I don't get is, I don't get it everywhere. What I don't get, it's everywhere.
Okay, so I do, yeah. So commentary did say that AEW that Juice Robinson signed. I didn't know if they had said that because I had learned about that a few weeks ago. But Juice is signed to AEW, so it makes sense that they're going to give him a big match because I think they're putting the title on him. I think Wardlow's going to cost Joe the title, and they're going to give it to Juice.
That's probably the way I'm looking at it too.
Have Juice take that title over to Japan for a little bit to go work Wrestle Kingdom.
I probably see that happening too, but again, it just feels out of nowhere because again, Juice has been signed since how long now? Since June, right?
I don't know how long he's been signed. I know he's been signed for at least a few weeks,
but we haven't seen him.
They didn't say anything about it.
We didn't. But the thing is, he hasn't been.
Yes, he's only the only match he wrestled on TV was against Moxley, and that was in June.
And then the last time he was seen after that is when he became an afterthought at Forbidden Door, when Ospreay and Cass were having that bang of a fucking match.
Yeah, and then Juice went back and wrestled over in the G1, and he had a match, and then he lost the fake US title because he held the title hostage, and his former tag partner David Finlay beat him in the G1 and took the title. And then he faced Ospreay a few weeks, and then Finlay faced Ospreay a few weeks later for the official title to kind of combine the fake title with the real title. New Japan's actually been really fucking good this year. It's been amazing. I love the storytelling there this year. Booker of the year is Gato. But back
Dana
to
White, my man. It's Dana White, man. It's my uncle, our boy Uncle Dana.
New Japan's had a fantastic year. But I do, yeah. And Romeo saying ugh for Juice over Joe. I think
cocaine isn't cheap. It's expensive. Got to make money.
I don't know why that was needed, Steve. But I think Juice is going to win here. I think it gets Bullet Club in Ring of Honor. It gets them a title in Ring of Honor, and I think that Tony really wants to do something with that Bullet Club stuff. He wants, because you got Bullet Club and Impact right now. They've gone over there. Bullet Club technically now is in WWE because Carl Anderson is still technically part of Bullet Club. That's why he's facing Hikuleo, because Hikuleo left Bullet Club to go join his brothers and go join God. And so Carl Anderson's technically still Bullet Club, him in Gallows. So Bullet Club is in all these different companies, and the only place it's not currently at is AEW and Ring of Honor officially, because Bucks aren't in there anymore, and Adam Cole isn't in there, especially because Jay White pinned him. So we know Adam Cole's not Bullet Club right now. So I think that this gets Bullet Club there, and Juice came out last night with his Bullet Club theme. So he is still Bullet Club.
That rock theme, better,
rock hard, Juice Robinson. I think Juice is going to take this title, and it gets Bullet Club in the door of Ring of Honor and AEW. I think this is a good decision, and I'm a really big fan of Juice Robinson. I think he has some really good charisma.
He's come a long way.
He's come a long way in the last few years, and I think he would be a really good decision, especially because I don't think Joe needs that belt, and I think that they should be building Joe versus Jericho next. If Jericho still has that title, I think you should do Joe Jericho, and I don't think you should do that with Joe holding the TV title.
Okay. Let's move on here. We go on to the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. We have Mercedes Martinez defending her title against Athena. Now, I think it will be awesome. We've seen a couple of weeks ago, we've seen Athena dismantle these tomato cans on Dark and Dark Elevation. And even on Rampage. She's been really very aggressive, if you get what I'm saying. Very aggressive. And I've enjoyed it. At first, I'm like, what is she doing? But it grew on me. You know, I'm like, all right.
She does her best work as a heel. Athena has always been the best as a heel.
Yes. So I can get behind this. I'm like, all right. She's literally no longer fucking around. All right. Good for her. Mercedes Martinez, has she been dealing with an injury?
She was injured for a while, like pretty. I think it was either during the Deeb match or right after the Deeb match she got injured, and then she came back at believe it was the Rampage. Yeah, it was the Rampage right before, because we were there. The Rampage of Full Gear was when Mercedes came back. Yes. And it was when Athena took out Aubrey, and then Mercedes came out, and that's when we kind of knew, like, okay, it's Athena versus Mercedes. I'm excited. This is the match I'm actually most excited for. Athena's from the Dallas area, so she's in her hometown. She has not wrestled with AEW in that area yet. So I'm really excited for her, and they're going to give her the title. This is Athena's chance. She deserves the title here, and you can go do Mercedes and Jade again, because that's a story that they've been kind of waiting to do for a few months now. So, but then this is 100% Athena's time. Give her the win in her hometown. She's going to get a massive pop. This is going to be awesome too. This match is going to kill.
I think so too.
Fucking hump. It's going to be a humper.
What I think also is, you have her win. You let Jade go back to AEW on a tear, right? And you build her up to finally.
We have Mercedes go back on a tear.
Yeah, you have Mercedes go up to AEW, build her up again, go on a tear, right? And eventually have her go up against Jade Cargill.
I agree. Yeah,
in a rematch, or they wrestled before, right? They're gonna run it back.
I don't remember if they did. They might have had a tag match, because Mercedes was brought in by Jade as a mercenary, and then Mercedes turned on Jade and joined back up with Thunder Rosa. So I don't remember if they did have a match. That's one that was really early this year. That was almost a year ago when they started that. So I would have to go back and look, but it's possible they did have a match. I can check cage match.
I think so, yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens. But when that happens, eventually, shut up and take my money. Jade and Mercedes, again.
Yeah, that'd be an awesome match. And I'm just trying to I'm just doing a quick little like cage match search, but it would have been earlier this year. I don't think so. Not that I see. I see that Mercedes Martinez and Thunder Rosa defeated Britt Baker and Jamie. And then Jamie defeated Mercedes. And then I don't see anything on here of Mercedes facing Jade. And I think, because when Mercedes came in, it was coming in to help Jade defeat Thunder Rosa at New Year's Smash on Dynamite. I was there at that show, Daly's Place. So it was on she came in December 29th. So I think it makes sense if you want to have Athena win her in her hometown, have that first title in AEW, and let's bring Mercedes up and have Mercedes go against Jade.
Yeah, From there, we move on. We go on to the pure title match. We have Daniel Garcia of the Jericho Appreciation Society defending the pure championship against Wheeler Yuta of the, I guess, still Blackpool Combat Club. This is, I believe, their third meeting.
The third.
Yes, third meeting. The first one was at Death Before Dishonor.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was an episode of Dynamite.
That was the September 5th, 7th episode of Dynamite, I believe.
Yeah. And every time they went out there, they've had bangers. They've had bangers, right? Essentially, it's your future, basically. Your future, your company in front of your eyes, basically, right? I think they'll go out there and they'll tear it up again, especially, again, with the Ring of Honor, the pure title, or a lot of history there. I personally feel with this match, I think Wheeler takes it, because the idea is eventually when it comes to Chris Jericho in that Ring of Honor World title, you're eventually the plan is to set up Daniel Garcia to challenge Jericho.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
I'm going to give my prediction on Jericho Claudio here too, because they go hand in hand.
Okay.
I think Blackpool Combat Club does a sweep on Saturday, and I think they win both the titles.
You think so?
I think that everybody thought that they were dismantling Blackpool Combat Club with Regal leaving. I think that Regal message last night proves that that's not the case, and they are staying together, and that they're kind of making it like, look, I did not love what they did with Regal and MJF. I actually don't mind it after last night. I did not mind that video. I thought it worked for me a little bit, to be perfectly honest. In hindsight, it works for me better than the old explanation of why Regal turned. This I prefer much more. I don't mind this at all. I think that they want to keep Blackpool Combat Club together. It's a moneymaker. They sell a lot of shirts with it, and people love Mox. It's made Yuta a star, and you can make more people stars. So, especially after like Moxley and Takeshita and Rampage. Chase, though, while you're hopping in, we're talking about
I'll be listening to the show.
Yeah. So I think that they're going to do a clean sweep here and solidify BCC as the top stable in AEW. I think that they're going to give Claudio the belt over Jericho, because Claudio ain't joining the fucking JAS. Fuck no. That ain't happening. I do not think Tony would do something like that. It just doesn't seem like that's something he would do to Claudio. So I think that he'll win there. And I think Wheeler will beat Garcia here, and we'll see a dissension of Jericho Appreciation Society next, because Garcia will lose his title and he'll say he'll have a match with Jericho at Revolution, but it just won't be for the title. So I think it'll cause Garcia probably to join BCC too and get another member in there. I think that they're going to use Saturday to bring BCC back together and prove that this is not a unit that needed Regal. Regal was an important piece of them coming together, but they can survive without Regal. I don't think they're disbanding this group. I think it's too strong of a group. Fans love it. I think it would be a really bad decision to break it up. I love it. I love BCC too. So I think they're going to keep BCC together and have both their guys win on Saturday.
Okay. Chase, what about you, bro?
I'm kind of on line with what Caden said. I think BCC, both of them will win on Saturday. Because just from interviews, Tony Khan, it always felt like Final Battle was supposed to be Claudio's show. This is where Claudio was originally supposed to win, the ROH title. But of course, due to Danielson's injury, he had to come back he had to debut early at Forbidden Door. And due to Jonathan Gresham and Tony Khan not seeing eye to eye, he had to win the title at that event. So it always felt like Final Battle was supposed to be Claudio's finally reaching a world champion status. Mm-hmm. And like Caden said, I don't see him joining Jericho Appreciation Society, but also it's like what John Moxley said. I forgot what interview he did, but he talked about it, how that, BCC, it's either like, even if he's not in it, they'll still have people in it. And even if Regal's not there, it's still a thing. Like, it's still going to be a faction. It's not, you don't need like a face behind BCC. BCC is whoever they recruit and decide is worthy of becoming a Blackpool Combat Club person.
It's like in Thor Ragnarok, where what's the fucking name of the place that I can't think of now? What's the name of where Thor lives?
Asgard?
Yeah, Asgard's not a place, it's a people. BCC is not a thing. It's not a person. It's an idea of wrestling. It's not Regal, it's not Moxley, it's not Danielson, it's not Claudio, it's not Wheeler. It's this idea of combat and forging fire, or using combat to forge yourself as a wrestler. That's what the idea of BCC has always been.
No, I totally agree with that. And when Moxley said that in that interview, I want to say it was the one with Renee Young. It was the sessions with Renee Young. I want to say it's that one. I'm not sure though, but I remember him saying this. But
them both losing this crap from Romeo.
BCC hater Romeo, shut the fuck up.
Well, Wheeler Yuta, I wouldn't mind if he lost. Like Yuta's on my favorite.
Wheeler Yuta.
I like him if he was on How I Met Your Mother, not on my professional wrestling TV show. But when it comes down to it, I'm with you, Caden. I think Blackpool Combat Club, they win. They make a clean sweep. It's like, and they're the faces of Ring of Honor. Like, like those are the guys you want with Ring of Honor. And, Daniel Garcia and Chris Jericho, why do we need a title on this? Sometimes you don't need titles for certain feuds. And Garcia and Jericho, they don't need a feud. They don't need no title at all. They just need it where, Jericho, at first, like, he was happy Garcia came back, and he was disappointed now that Garcia let him down at Final Battle or something. They'll tell a story. I trust Jericho with this kind of stuff. Like, he's good at it. Like, that's why he's been around, and that's why he's been one of the better acts for AEW just in general, because he knows what he's doing. It's Chris Jericho. But yeah, I'm with Caden. I think that, a lot of people maybe like, look, I think it would be bonkers if Claudio loses. Tony Khan, I need to know what he's snorting that night, because he must be snorting some good shit. He must have ideas that are way beyond the future. But I'm with Caden. I think happy ending. This was always supposed to be Claudio's show, in my personal opinion, from what I understand and everything. This was always supposed to be Claudio's show. Make it Claudio's show. Let Claudio close out, win the Ring of Honor World Championship. Sure, it's not the moment of his first world title reign, but it'll be better than when he first won it. It'll be a nicer moment, nicer story. Because I always truly believe this was supposed to be Gresham as the embassy, or Gresham defecting from the embassy. You joining JAS in a weird way or something like that. Like Gresham, being a major heel, taunting Claudio that he's not better than him no matter what. And then Claudio finally getting one over on him. But, such is life.
Yeah, and I want to quickly give props to Yuta, because last night during that tag match, 4 guys in there, or 5 guys, even Moxley's there. Yuta was the only one who got a chant. I think Mox maybe got one too, but Yuta Claudio didn't get a chant. Garcia didn't get the usual "You're a wrestler" chant, because they fucked that up, and now it's open. That's not even over anymore. And there was no chant for the hat, unfortunately. I tried. But Yuta is very over right now. So I think you capitalize on him.
Fair enough. You gotta make excellent points. I still think Wheeler Yuta does get the win though. So
yeah, that's what I said too.
That's what I was saying too.
3 of us said Wheeler Yuta get the win.
Yeah.
No, yes. I think. But do you think Jericho's winning?
No. Which we'll get into right now.
Well, I already gave my.
I've already said mine.
We'll get into it right now. The main event, yeah. Well, the co-main event, right? The co-main event. The co-main event. This technically would be co-main eventing, right?
I forgot that. Yeah, this is the last match we have to talk about.
Because let's be real about it. It's a toss-up, right? It's a toss-up between this and the tag titles, right?
I think tag titles might open the show.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good opener.
That's a very good opener. I do not ever. My issue with the MJF Punk dog collar was that it did not open the show. That should have opened Revolution.
Okay.
Well, Punk, man, he likes his last hour of that. Like him versus Eddie Kingston should have opened up Full Gear. That would have been a good Full Gear opening too. But Punk, he likes it. He needs to be in the last hour. He's the real main event. He's the best in the world.
You know how Phil is. Yeah, you know how Phil is.
Yeah, Phil's the best in the world. He deserves everything he got, man.
Exactly.
The best in the world. Last hour Phil. He ain't doing no.
I feel bad for the next wrestler.
That causes PTSD, Caden. How dare you? How dare you say he opens a show? That's PTSD for Phil. That's
I feel bad for the I feel bad for
You
the
know
next wrestler that has to have a 7-month program with Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Daniel Garcia. I feel bad for him.
I agree with Romeo. Actually, I think the best idea is open with Garcia Yuta, close with Jericho Claudio, because that's what this whole this final battle. They said it like last night. This is about ending the war between Yas and BCC. So if you're trying to make Final Battle really the final battle of these two factions who have been feuding for 7 months at this point, then you should bookend it with BCC Joss, BCC Joss. I think that's a very good story, a cohesive storyline throughout a pay-per-view, which is not done often in wrestling. So I'd really like that actually.
Yeah. Watch Tony just say, "Screw it, Jericho appreciation society." They get to sleep.
Dude, I'll be so pissed.
So the stipulation is, again, if Claudio loses here, he has to join the
Jericho.
JAS.
He's back to being a sports entertainer.
No chance.
He goes back to being Cesaro for a couple of months, right? He goes back to his German rap music for his entrance and all that stuff, right?
No, don't please, Tony.
Hey, that theme song was actually good. I like Cesaro's Dean Malenko ripoff song.
It was, yeah. I actually had it on my playlist at one point until
until say
WWE removed it from Spotify. Like, what the fuck, yo?
The one thing I'll say about this match in ring, and it's a rematch, which is obvious that sucks. I don't like pay-per-views having a bunch of rematches, and this one has 1, 2, 3 rematches. There are three.
Sometimes with rematches, especially world titles, I don't mind if it's a rematch from a previous pay-per-view. This was a rematch from an episode of Dynamite, though, so that's my issue.
That is my issue. It's a rematch from free television. And I was at the first match, and my issue, so that's my issue overall. But in terms of the quality of this match, the match is going to be awesome. When was the last time? This is not going to have a huge crowd. It's probably going to have around 2,000 people at the most. I think it was selling around 1,800. It's a fairly small building. I think 3,000 is what it's set up for, and it's not going to sell out at that. It's going to probably sell around 1,500 to 2,000, and getting to see Jericho wrestle in that small audience again, I think is going to bring the best out of him. It's going to be him truly being a professional wrestler, being the Lionheart again. And I think that Jericho in the last 4 months has had some of the best in-ring of his last 10 to 15 years in his career. He's been fantastic. Yeah. He's consistently had amazing matches, especially the Bandito match is probably my favorite Jericho match I've ever seen. I love that match. It was fantastic. So Claudio, he's had the match with Claudio. He's had multiple matches with Claudio, and the 4-way was fantastic back at Full Gear. So I think that this is going to give him a chance to really go out and have this fantastic main event, really become go back into his roots of being the Lionheart. And I think having this in a small building will just help that feeling, right? He's not in this the last match was in a 20,000 seat big venue, and this is going to be in a small arena, and it's going to really bring out the best in him.
Yeah, I think the match is going to be good just because Claudio and Jericho just have good chemistry.
They always have bangers.
Yeah, they always have good matches. And, like you said, Jericho's been on a good run when it comes to good matches. Danielson as well. Him and Danielson had a killer match too. So it's I'm excited for the match. It's just more of I just want to see where it's going to, honestly, I kind of want chaos. I kind of want Jericho to win just to see how, what the aftermath, just because it's more funny, and stuff. But then at the same time, it's kind of no, Claudio deserves his moment, especially if you
this whole thing started with Chris Brown versus Eddie Kingston and went to the BCC.
Chris Brown versus Eddie Kingston.
Did it really happen? Did that really?
No, Chris Jericho. He called him Chris Brown. Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm about to say,
Yeah.
I'm about to say.
I swear, if Claudio loses.
No, okay. Here's the thing. This is the Chase Oliver hot take. If Jericho wins, they have a TV deal. If Claudio wins, they on YouTube or they on ROH Honor Club.
I think if Claudio wins, I think if Claudio wins, they have some sort of deal in place. I think if Jericho wins, they have nothing.
Oh, really? No. I'm on the if Jericho wins, it's because they got the TV deal.
Word. Next thing you hear,
Jericho takes credit. Jericho takes credit. He literally takes credit. He goes, without a Chris Jericho or Jim Ross, there's no AEW TV.
Well, I think it's going to be if Jericho wins, that means they're still trying to get the TV. But if Claudio wins, they already have it. They don't have to worry about having Jericho.
That's true.
Well, it depends though. Well, it depends.
It doesn't matter.
Depends on the name though. if Jericho wins, it has to be a big network, a big TV deal.
But
now,
even then, it doesn't matter if it's already signed, put down, pen to paper. Then you don't.
Yeah,
it doesn't
and
matter
they can
who's your
farm
champion
it.
anymore. You can put the fucking title on goddamn Leo.
It also
Leon Ruff.
depends. It also
The title on
depends.
Leon
It also
Ruff.
depends how Tony sells it in the media at the post
Yeah,
fight.
they'll say, hey, we'll have Jericho on. We'll have minus John Moxley, most of Blackpool Combat Club on. Like that's fine.
No, how Tony's energy on that press conference regarding the TV deal. If Jericho's there, Tony gonna go crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Announcing the TV deal for Ring of Honor, but if it's Claudio, it may not be the same energy, but we'll see.
Are they doing a press conference?
I would think so.
They're supposed to.
Hopefully, it's not as bad as the last one. That one was terrible. When Daniel Garcia
did a request for it, and they said, "No, you're not going."
Dude, Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta had the most awkward exchange at the last press conference. Yeah, bro. A roll up. I was like, what is this?
A roll up?
Yes. So I'm gonna go with Claudio. I think Claudio, gets his moment here, and we'll see where they go from there. Right now, let's get on to what I think could probably be the main event, or maybe open the show, what have you. For the third time, the dog collar tag team.
Talk about this. Wait,
I know. I didn't talk about this. Jace did.
Well, choose your pick, Steve.
I'm gonna go with the Briscoes because again, Briscoes FTR. Like you said earlier, you're not gonna disrespect the name of Ring of Honor by having the Briscoes lose to FTR for third straight. It's not happening. And also factor in FTR might not be around come 2023. Sometime in 2023, they might not be around. You know what I mean? So we'll see. And also,
they're coming home, Steve. They're coming home, man.
Also,
they're already planting the seeds. We the ones no more. They're planting the seeds.
You think he spoke to our boy Paul? They're already in speaking terms.
Paul called them. They didn't just speak to Paul. Paul called them right away. Said, "How long can you get out of these contracts, man? Is there any way you guys can get out of these Tony Khan, Mickey Mouse contracts?" I'm pretty sure he did. Pretty sure he reached out.
Pretty sure. Hopefully Tony's not hearing that. Tony,
he'd be upset.
He'd be very upset. He'd be very ticked off, if you will. But that's gonna be Final Battle, man. I think the Briscoes get the win here. No more fucking around. The third time, dog collar. I would have preferred to have been ladder war. That's just me. It's a traditional in me.
Can this venue do a ladder match? Is it just not possible?
Give me 1 second, guys. I'm working on something.
Oh, he got the scoops.
He got the scoops, man. He got the scoops.
No, I'm helping with something for Ask Rhapsody. That's all right now. So I have to send these questions over to Red.
Shit. I think Tony's all ears right now.
What? No, he's busy, T. Come on.
He's busy,
let Tony relax. Let him relax one day.
We'll let him busy.
I've got to copy and paste all these fucking questions.
They probably got a lot of questions.
They probably have a lot of questions.
17. I just feel bad that I'm like blowing up Reg's phone right now.
Jericho, Briscoes, Athena Garcia with 2 new champs, in my opinion. Respectable. But I think the Briscoes get the job done here. And who knows? That's the beginning, right? Then come January 4th, they drop those IWGP heavyweight tag titles. Right? And then the next AAA show, they drop those AAA.
No, they won't even drop. Steve, they won't even drop them. They'll keep those. AAA will just be like, just give them to us when you come back down to Mexico.
I have information on this that I don't know if I want to talk about.
Oh, don't talk about it then.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about
it. Keep it to yourself. I like to be surprised.
Me too.
I get spoiled enough.
Nothing. I just know. So I can. Yeah. So I know. I think they're gonna drop the titles to the Briscoes. Dax is very injured. He has the torn bicep, which I know he's talked about. And he has 2 others, I believe. I believe he told me that he had 3. So I think I believe that they're going to drop off those titles soon, just so he can go rehab. That's my guess, because they're gonna probably face Aussie Open at Wrestle Kingdom. I think they'll probably drop them Wrestle Kingdom and get the titles on Aussie Open because I think that they want United Empire to have a lot of titles over there. And Aussie Open's fucking amazing. So they deserve them, 100% deserve them. So I think that that's where they're probably going to go with them. In terms of AAA, I think they'll probably drop them there too. Maybe you could do Lucha Brothers.
No, Caden. If I know anything about AAA, they'll just tell them, yeah, you can hold on to them and you can vacate them whenever.
Yes. It's very possible. But I think I think that they probably want some time off, and I think Dax probably wants some time off just so he can heal. But then also, he's got his contract coming up in April, so I think he needs to go take. I think he probably
is it both members or just Dax?
It would be both. So and then this part. So everything I'm saying I'm going to say from now on, for the rest of this conversation, I don't know anything. I know about the injuries. That's what I know about. But everything else, I don't. This is all my speculation. I just want to make that clear because Melto does a fucking terrible job at that. So I think if I'm going to say things, then I should make that clear. I believe that he's going to probably take some time off and really think about, okay, our contract's coming up in April. He did talk with Sean Ross Sapp and said, our contracts are coming up. We don't know what we're going to do right now. We don't know if we're going to go to AEW, go to WWE, go do the independent circuit, which he kind of hinted at, him and Cash wanting to go do the indies for a while. And
which I would love them to do.
Taking a year to just go do indies and get their shit together and figure out, okay, where do we want to end our careers? Because I think that they might both be getting toward, or at least Dax. I think Dax is probably getting towards the end of his career. He's old. He's like 36, 37. He's got a shitload of injuries. He's getting close. So I think the plan for them is they'll drop all these titles, go take a few months off, 2 to 3 months off, and figure out, all right, what's the plan? Our contracts are up in April, May, whatever. And what do we want to do?
I tell you what's gonna happen. Raw after Mania, say yeah.
No, let Sammy and Kevin Owens hold the belt for at least a little bit, you know?
Next thing you
That'd be an awesome feud to come in, but I don't. There's a lot of things that go on with FTR. There's so much that's up in the air. If I could guess on where they're going, I don't think they're going to leave AEW. I think Tony's going to give them a lot of money.
My prediction is I think just the way that WWE's been handling schedules and how much Triple H loves those guys, I think that they would go to WWE just because I know Triple H loves them. Like he even before they were the revival, they were called the Mechanics. And I remember I used to do NXT reviews and I said, I don't know what it is about these mechanic motherfuckers. Triple H is going to push these guys. They just have Triple H vibes all over them. And what did I know? Oh, the mechanics were being pushed to the fucking moon. So I was like, yep, I was right about that. So I think Triple H loves them too much. And I think he'll bring them in. But whatever they do, they're like, here's the thing. Whatever they do after this, their legacy is already set. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the biggest FTR fan, but you can't deny their success and you can't deny everything they've done just in professional wrestling. Like, you got to just give it to them and say, hey, they are one of the best tag teams ever, and you can't take that away. So whatever they do afterwards, whether they stay with AEW, work independence, or go back to WWE, they're going to be successful no matter what. And it doesn't matter if they don't win more titles or anything of that nature. Like, they're going to be fine. Like, like people they'll give us at least 2 or 3 good tag matches in a 6-month time span. And that's all you could really ask for near the end of their careers. So you can't complain about them. Or you can't be upset with what they want to do,
Yeah. What's it called here? I know the rating just came up for Dynamite. 840,000.
900,000.
840,000.
That's not even bad considering that Spectrum had a major outage.
What was their demo?
Trying to figure that out right now. I think I saw someone say.
I'm looking at. Oh wait, I went to see.
They were number 3 on cable.
That's So Spectrum did have Spectrum had a 0.29. Holy shit, that's really good.
Yeah, so they're fun.
Not bad.
The 0.29 is a very good demo.
Yeah.
Like
that's what I try to tell people, man.
I think it's a decent demo. Spectrum had a really bad outage last night that I guess showed. I don't know. I was at the show, so I don't give a fuck about any of y'all watching the show. I don't care if y'all watched it or not. I got to see it. I don't give a fuck. But apparently it showed a frozen clip of The Big Bang Theory for an hour of the show. So obviously it's going to take down your ratings a decent amount. So, I mean, sucks, but
See, I was close. I wasn't counting Spectrum having a power outage. I just thought that this episode would bounce back because normally the episodes before, like the special Dynamites, they kind of get a little bit of a bounce back because it's like kind of like, oh, okay, it's kind of like a go home show before a pay per view. Winter is Coming should at least get 900K though, at least because it's one of their special ones.
In 2024, both WWE and AEW get new TV deals, so that is the prime opportunity to re-sign somewhere. The bidding war of 2024.
Yeah, WWE, especially WWE, like
right now.
I can't really talk about that, but WWE, yeah, I can't talk about WWE side unfortunately, but yeah, AEW for sure will get renewed. WWE just depends on which bed they like laying in.
Yeah, I think they're both. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. I think AEW gets the new deal next year. I think they can probably get it in 20. I think WWE gets it too, because WWE's expires in 2024. You want the deal before you get to 2024. I think that they're both going to come somewhat soon, probably in the next 3 to 4 months. I think we're going to get the announcements of both deals, just because of the way shit works. So
pay attention to WrestleMania season for WWE, especially.
And I think AEW was waiting. I think they want the WWE deal first, because then they can say, "Hey, this is how much wrestling is worth. This is how much we're worth," and it gets them a good idea. So I think they're probably going to hold. We're not going to get AEWs until after, and we know where AEW is going to stay with Warner. They're going to stay with Warner Media. So that's without a doubt. It's just a matter of what their raise is, and they're going to get a very big raise, because from what kind of everybody's kind of been saying is that the original expectations for Dynamite were 500,000. Like that was what they kind of expected, and they're doing 8 to 1 million usually, which is very good. So they're going to get a huge raise. And the reason I was saying, like, I had to turn off Twitter for a second because people are fucking idiots and don't know how ratings work. So
no, they don't. But that's the thing. Like I'm going to tell people, like, you'll figure out where WWE's going. Look at their location for WrestleMania. Look at who's in town for WrestleMania. That will be a big sign of where they're going to stay, and they'll probably announce it, like, because they love doing this. Like it's WrestleMania weekend. The Friday of Mania, they'll announce like a huge deal, and Michael Cole won't shut up about it. Or the Monday of WrestleMania week, they'll make the announcement and stuff. And then AEW, I would say, probably would follow up in May, June being the latest of them announcing their TV deal, where they're going to stay and stuff, or what the future holds, because May is Double or Nothing, another exciting thing, and that's one of their bigger shows to announce that.
Yes, that is true. But
there's a lot of interesting things going on with all this, and I think we're going to have a really good idea of where this stuff is going on Saturday. I think we're going to start to kind of get some information on streaming deal and where they could go if they do have a TV deal. We're going to hear Saturday. I think that I think they at least have a streaming deal. I'll say that. I think they have a place for their content to go, because AEW content also does not have a home in the United States. It's not streaming anywhere. That's why I pay for AEW Plus on Fight, because I want to be able to watch old AEW content, because you cannot watch it in the States. It's really fucking weird. So I think
if you have Bleacher Report and you want to rebuy the pay-per-views, you can.
Bleacher Report for the pay-per-views, but I'm saying like Dynamite Rampage, you cannot watch that in the US unless you.
Well, you don't buy the Best of Dark Volume 1 or 2.
That's all on YouTube. I don't need those. I can go find those on YouTube. I just care about Dynamite and Elevation. I like to go watch the old matches. So I think we're gonna at least know a streaming deal. Like, where are we gonna see this ROH library that they bought? This is why they bought Ring of Honor. They bought it for the streaming library. That was the
the only thing with the ROH library. I think the only issue they're going to have is with the music theme. That's where many fans are going to be not understand. They will have to go through go
through and change, because New Japan does that too. When New Japan loses the rights to music, they say they whenever something like Will Ospreay had old music that they can't use anymore. So in the old stuff on New Japan World, it pulls up a little thing that says this music has been altered due to rights issues or whatever.
And they'll mute the audio. They'll mute the whole thing.
No,
Oh,
they'll
dude,
change the song.
Steve, for all
Edit over
ROH,
and change
oh
the
man,
song.
we're gonna miss out on a lot of banners.
Say that again.
You're not gonna get
We're
final
gonna miss out on a
countdown.
lot of banner themes.
You're not gonna get any final countdown.
No, you're not. It's sad.
We're gonna get the "Born for Greatness" for Brian Danielson's interest. You can get for this. I won't quit. I was born for greatness. We're gonna get that, and I'm gonna be like, I don't even remember this happening.
Word, yeah.
I
for
don't remember
real.
Elliot Taylor singing this before.
But this Saturday is going to be crazy. Again, wrestling wise, combat sports wise, you have Final Battle on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be on the True Heel Heat channel doing the watch along over there with Romeo and the gang. And then at 8 p.m., you have NXT Deadline, which we will be previewing and predicting tomorrow on Around the Point at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be for tomorrow. And we'll be doing a watch along over on that channel as well at 8 p.m. And then later on in the night is UFC 282. So that should be also, I guess, there too. So that's what's going down. To give you guys a heads up, I will be reviewing both Ring of Honor Final Battle and NXT Deadline on Monday on Steve's Kitchen. On Monday. Just to give you guys what's going down on that shit. But that's going to be it for us. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank Caden for, coming on. I want to thank Chase for taking the time out of, his busy schedule at work.
Dude, it's slow after lunch, so I can sneak out. This is my thinking room. So like in the marketing department, we get a thinking room, this giant ass board, giant ass room and stuff. So I just go in here when I need to get away, and I just write down my thoughts on the whiteboard. So
there you go.
I also want to quickly say, people are fucking stupid. Triple H is not letting her go to Wrestle Kingdom. That's this whole theory that maybe Triple H is like, you can go to Wrestle Kingdom, but you gotta come back for us. No, that's very likely not what happened because she.
I think he traded her. I think he was like, he was all like, I don't want her anymore. I want the Good Brothers.
I don't have no idea what the fuck's going on with Sasha, but some people are like the speculation of like, maybe that she's still under contract and WWE's like, you can go over now, you can go over a new Wrestle Kingdom, but why wouldn't they have let her go for a historic crossover? Because she probably would have wanted to work that. I think that it's not just a coincidence that everything we've heard is that she could not do wrestling bookings until January, and suddenly the first thing we've heard about her in wrestling is coming January 4th.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I'll know one thing: that Tokyo Dome event gonna be fire, man. You're gonna have Kenny Omega, you're gonna have Will Ospreay, you're gonna have FTR, Mercedes,
Okada,
the Good
Jay
Brothers, Jay White, Kyrie, Okada. I think you just mentioned him again. AJ Styles potentially. You're gonna literally have the real Forbidden Door.
Bro, if AJ Styles that no. If AJ Styles at New Japan, then I'll have to believe when people are saying that Sasha is sent there by Triple H. Because if you're sending AJ Styles, you're sending Sasha Banks too.
We'll talk about that tomorrow. Guys. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Caden, let them know where can they check you out, man. What you got going on, man?
Yeah, you guys can find me. I just want to make sure I got my Twitter handle right because I didn't fucking. What Elon won't let me change it still. I don't think he did let me change it. Yes, Elon won't let me change my Twitter handle.
That's crazy.
I know. I hate Elon. At Caden, KADEN _FTW over on the Twitter machine. I think we're fine. I don't think Twitter's going down anytime soon. And I don't have what was the other site that everybody was using? Hive? I don't have a Hive.
I think that died.
Yeah, it was a stupid idea from Bad Creative. So yeah, you can find me over there. You can find me on Fightful Overbooked. I usually will do FMC Tuesday mornings at 8:30 a.m. EST. I do some other shows over there. You can also find me on Heel Sports, True Heel Sports, whenever I do shows over there. Don't know if I'll be on for a while just because I'm in Texas. I don't know if I have a place to stream, but I'll try to hop in whenever I can. So yeah, that's where you can usually find me.
Fair enough. And of course, our brother from all the way in beautiful California, Chase Oliver. Chase, let them know, where can they check you out, man?
You guys can just follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68 and True Heat Sports. Saturday, I won't be around. I'm bartending that day, so I won't be around for any of the fun. wrestling or MMA shows, but I'll be bartending, making money. But Sunday, if I don't get a shift, I'll be celebrating the life and death of the Los Angeles Superchargers and rooting for the Dolphins to put my teams out of my misery. You know, I'm tired of this guy named Coach Staley. I'm over it. I can't watch this team anymore. So yeah, I'll be wearing all black like I'm wearing now, and there'll be a funeral. But hopefully, you guys enjoy some good professional wrestling on Saturday. I think both shows, from a card perspective, I don't know about NXT. I just see Braun Breaker and Apollo Crews. I saw they went fishing. I was like, "There's no way." I guess they went fishing.
Yeah, they were. I guess I heard that too. I was not watching NXT.
I'm trying to catch up on my NXT, and I see they went fishing. I was like,
yeah, I try to watch. I'm like, yeah, I can't, bro. I turned the shit off. Like, I'm good, bro.
Shawn Michaels booking over there that they're fishing.
Shawn Michaels cannot book a show to save his fucking life. He needs Regal back so badly. And then the other, I'm going to end this by saying, if you think that it's petty for Regal to have a full year of not being on TV, you're fucking dumb. It's good business.
Yes. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap things up here. Want to thank you guys for tuning in. You guys can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. And again, guys, Final Battle goes down this Saturday. It's going to be crazy. We got to come
I don't care if
here.
it's petty, Romeo. It's still smart.
It's petty. Alrighty. It's petty. But nonetheless, guys, this has been another installment of Around the Point Extra. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another live edition of Around the Point. Peace out, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
And it's over.